All right. Welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 355. I'm your host, Brandon Reef. Be joined as always by my co-host, Jonathan Birdsong. Not sure where he went, but he'll be back here momentarily. We are live for episode 355, middle of July. Well, early July, I guess you could say. But we've got Pacer news. We just had the free agency period that started last week. We've got the Fever playing. Horrible game today. They took it right on the chin. Just a clunker of a game. And then we've got news and notes from around the league, and then we've got some college football talk a little bit tonight. So soon as we get Jonathan in here, which should be momentarily, then we'll get going. So we'll see if we can get him in. JB, are you there? Nope, I have nothing for JB. We lost him. We're going to try to bring him in again. Nothing from John. Oh, we're going to try another one. See if he's in here on this one. John, there you are.
There we go.
Finally. How are you, sir? Happy Wednesday, Crossroads Sports 355. What's new?
Man, what's new is the countdown, man. I think that might have tripped us up a little bit, man. But, no, man. Back at it, man. The summer's officially here, man. I got myself camp, but, ready to talk some sports, man, for sure. I know we got a lot of NBA to digest. I know we got a couple of WNBA nuggets to digest. Football is here, whether it's college or NFL. So, you know what I'm saying? And I know we got a couple. I'm an IndyCar. Nothing major, but, you know what I'm saying? A couple of things. But I don't know where you want to start it tonight.
Let's dive right into let's go to the association. NBA draft, free agency, Cam Jones. Pacers trade up, get Cam Jones in the 38th position. He will wear number 7, owed to Jermaine O'Neal. 4 years, $18 million deal for Cam Jones to be a Pacer. And then the Pacers went and traded with Memphis Grizzlies on this past Saturday. First trade ever by Pacers and Memphis. There's only one last team the Pacers have not traded with in the league in the history. So that's a trivia question there. But they traded for Jay Huff coming from Memphis, the Virginia product. Similar-ish skill set as Miles-ish to a point, offensively, right. I would say. But thoughts on the draft pick of Cam Jones and also then picking up Jay Huff as a replacement for Miles Turner?
Right. Hold on. There you go. You back, Brandon?
I've been here waiting for you.
No,
waiting for your answer.
No, I keep on.
Your audio is cutting out, buddy. Your audio is cutting out.
Dude, I didn't hear the question, man. Uh-oh. You said my audio cutting out?
Yeah, really bad. Really bad.
Man, I'm not are you on the Wi-Fi? Am I still cutting out?
I mean, now you're back, but you've been cutting it back and forth, so this is great. Anyways, Cam Jones, Pacer, thoughts on that draft pick, and then Jay Huff coming from Memphis here to Indianapolis. He's going to try to come back in again. All right, we're going to try this again. We really need to we need to take care of JB, get him on that east side, Wi-Fi, because not coming in right. So we'll see if we can get him in here. And then we'll talk. We also got NBA, there's a 7-team trade. How about that? Kevin Durant's trade. It took 7 teams to get that deal done, which is nuts. Bradley Beal. Got to talk a little bit about Bradley Beal. Mike Brown treading again, getting himself 100% DCOD. JB does need a backup. My goodness. I don't understand. If you all can give him shit for this, because every week I'm live, I'm strong. Signal, it's his. We got to figure out. So, but we'll try to get him in. We've got odds. I got college football odds already coming out. I've got over-unders, Heisman talk, who I like, what some of my favorite future bets are already for the college football season. Yeah, wouldn't have taken the Knicks job. Absolutely not. Justin, when you are the 7th or even 8th option for a team, you got to think it's not going to go too well. And it hasn't really it really hasn't gone too well for him in the past. So when you're getting you're the 6th or 7th guy to get the job, it's not Mike Brown's a dead man walking. So it's that is something to keep an eye on there. How long he'll last in New York. They even gave Rick Bunson a lesser role, so we'll see there. There's JB. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, and I can see you perfect. Decot's giving you shit, saying you need a backup and all this, but Cam Jones, number 38 pick, Jay Huff traded from Memphis to the Pacers. Your thoughts on both?
They had to do something. They had to make a move. Jay Hoff is 27 years old, been kind of passed around, been in the G League, been, you know what I'm saying? He has a similar skill set to Miles Turner. High screener. Don't crash the board kind of guy. But like the match usage on that guy, on him is going to be.
See if we can bring him on again.
It's a strong. Like I said, it's a move, patchwork move, but we'll see how it fits in the season when the season starts.
We only got half your answer because you got booted from the stream. And you're frozen again. He's frozen again, folks. What a Wednesday night this is. Are you there, JB? Good night. We ain't getting him. He's frozen up again. Man. Well, give me a second here. Let's see what else we can do because while he tries to figure out his, I'm going to send another link out. See if we can bring him in here. Can you hear me, JB?
I turned my audio off for a little bit just because we got some back.
Yeah, your network's cutting, my man. Your network is not working tonight.
Man.
It's showing me 1 bar for your connectivity. Yours is 1 bar, mine's 6. So if that tells you where we're at. Eastside Wi-Fi. Scott, JB, go to the backyard, run fast in that circle wooden barrel. Scott, our sponsor. Scott, what we got to do to get this guy some better Wi-Fi? I mean, we may need to raise the bills a little bit to get this man some Wi-Fi because he's killing me. Even the cell phone network that he's got. I don't know what he's got. T-Maybe? Not T-Mobile, T-Maybe. You may have service, you may not. AT&T maybe? I don't know. But man, we gotta get it figured out for JB. It's rough. And so we'll see. Deca, I sent you a link on Facebook. So if you see the link, click it in. While we're getting that, I'll talk a little Bradley Beal. You may have to add him on the plan, Scott. I got Cricket Wireless, so you got to do something. We got to do something for JB, man. It's hard having him not on the show. Beautiful day out. We can't blame the weather for why his Wi-Fi ain't working. But anyways, Bradley Beal, he's exploring the next options. Phoenix, they can't get rid of this guy quick enough. They got him. We get him removed from this team. He still has 2 years, $110 million left on his deal, including a $57 million player option for the 26-27 season. They got to get him out. There's words that the Clippers are going to take him. So if the Clippers get Bradley Beal, that makes their team complete component, and I think that raises Phoenix still. But John, can you hear me? Can you see me? You're frozen again. He's got that stoic look on his face. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of that stoic look next time, because that is the JB look. So people, we need to get my man some service. We got to get him figured out here. He's having technical difficulties. Back to Mike Brown, since John's kind of in MIA right now. When you're the 6th and 7th guy, you are not the answer to the job. You got to believe that Knicks fans are not happy with getting Mike Brown in there. The fact you got rid of Tibbs for Mike Brown, I think you should have kept Tibbs. And I think what's rule 101? You don't go out and get somebody else if you don't have that plan in place already that somebody's going to take that position, right? It just makes no sense. And for me, I think the Knicks have fumbled the bag with this from the start. And it's sloppy. It's messy. It's the most New York thing ever. It's the most Knicks thing ever. And we'll see. But over to the Pacers, Cam Jones, I think he'll be a good 2-guard for Indiana. I think he'll help up. He'll get significant minutes this year, obviously, with Tyrese Halliburton being out of the lineup. I think that'll be very, very critical for him. Jay Huff coming over, like John kind of started to say, they kind of had no choice. They had to go out and get this guy. They had to go get a center, somebody that can shoot threes, somebody that can play a little bit inside, can be that stretch 5, kind of what Miles was a little bit. He might even be a better shooter than Miles, but you bring him in. You got nothing to lose this year. It's kind of your see what you can do with this team and kind of go from there. You got your draft pick back next year, so you may have a high draft pick, to spend on somebody in that draft class next season. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what the Pacers can do this next year. I'm going to say maybe 36 to 40 wins with this team this next year. So we'll see, especially with losing Miles and then also obviously losing Tyrese Halliburton there. We'll see. John's going to come back in about 2 minutes. So I'll continue to roll. I do have, I want to play some audio real quick. If give me a second here. Let's listen to, because it's about Miles Turner, right? It sounds like the Pacers and Miles were negotiating. The Bucks came in with that higher offer. Miles chose to take the Bucks offer without any further negotiation with the Pacers. Sounds like Pritchard said Indiana would have matched, but Miles was gone and said no. What I think ends up happening is the fact that the Bucks said, hey, Miles, we're going to offer you this 4-year, $108 million deal. And you're either going to take it now and you're going to accept it now, or we're pulling it off the table. We're not going to let you use this as leverage or as a piece to say, hey, this is maybe I want to get a better deal. It's, hey, take this or it's gone. And you had to take it immediately. And I think at that point, that's when the Pacers or when Miles said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this deal there. So, and I do have a little bit of Rick Carlisle news video, or it's not Rick Carlisle, excuse me, Kevin Pritchard. So let's listen to Pritchard here. He kind of given his reason why they were saying willing to go deep for Miles Turner.
I don't want to get into the specifics of Miles, because the truth is he gave 10 great years here. I loved having him be here. I hope I'm friends with him for a long time. I know this, that Herb Simon and Stephen Rails and the Simon family were fully prepared to go deep into the tax to keep him. And we really wanted to do that. And we were negotiating in good faith. But what happens in this league is sometimes you're negotiating, but because a guy is unrestricted, he has the right to say, that's the offer I want. I'm going to take it, and that's best for my family. And again, we were in good faith negotiations. It was a little surprising that, how Milwaukee created that. I don't know if, we always say in our conference room, there's cap teams that have cap space, and there's shadow teams that have cap space. You can go get, but it becomes very challenging by buying out or making trades, and hat tip to Milwaukee to do that. So I think the most important thing is we were deep in conversations with Miles, and then we saw that he'd accepted an offer with Milwaukee, and again, that's part of this business that is challenging. I can tell you this also, that there are two kind of things that I believe that is kind of fundamental to the league right now, and that is change is inevitable and expect the unexpected. And I can't tell you that we were fully expected for that.
And that's the thing. Pritchard's going to sit there and say, I think the most wildest thing is the didn't get picked up on this video is he was asked, when did you find out that Miles signed? And he said, when Shams reported it on Twitter. So that's how much that he was left in the dark. And that's where Milwaukee said, hey, and I truly believe Milwaukee, John, was at the point they said, hey, this is what we're going to offer you. This is the deal. This is the amount of fourth year player option money. And you either take it right now and accept it, or it's rescinded from the contract, or it's rescinded offer. So I think Miles and his agent were like, damn, this is the best money we're going to get here. We didn't take this back to a trading piece back to Indiana. Pritchard talked about wanting to possibly do, hey, even if we could do a sign and trade, couldn't even do a sign and trade. And they found out late like that. So I think Miles just had an opportunity to do what he could. And unfortunately, it was just the Bucks negotiated very, very well. Said, hey, take it or leave it. Your thoughts, John, if you can hear me. Okay, I don't think he can hear. He's here, but he's not here. So very frustrating. While we figure out with John again, I do want to play next Miles Turner. More commentary, Miles Turner. This was this. I can hear you, John. I'm telling him he keeps going in and out. I can't hear you. So it shows your mic is not muted. But anyways, real quick, I want to play while John's trying to figure this out. I'm going to play. This was Miles Turner on. Let's see here. With losing Miles from Rick Carlisle.
Losing Miles Turner is a significant loss for our team. I mean, the guy's been a terrific player. He had a great season. And look, we were talking to them, meaning his agent, about him returning. And, really kind of out of nowhere, Milwaukee decided to waive Damian Lillard and stretch his money out over whatever number of years you can do it by rule. And then they created space to sign Miles. And so I think what probably happened, and this is part of negotiation in any sport, a team will say, hey, look, we have this offer. It's this much over this many years. But if we make this offer, we need to know that you're going to take it and not shop it. I believe that that's what probably happened with Milwaukee. They just jumped at it, and there's never a chance to counter. Those things happen. And when they do, you just got to keep going.
So that's Carlisle there, man. But yeah, I think Milwaukee said take it or leave it, and Miles then has said, "Hey, we have to take this." So,
Brandon Reeve, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you and I can see you. You're not choppy. Our sponsors are pissed. Scott's not.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. If anybody in the Indianapolis market, man, you need a insurance provider, man, please look no further and tap into Scott K. Nichols State Farm Insurance. He's our long time sponsor here at Crossroads Sports Show. I don't know what's going on with my wireless situation. I put my booster on. It made the audio go, flippity flop. But like now, here we are, man. So I know I'm on a couple topics behind. I know we're still talking about Pacers and Miles Turner and whatnot, man. I still want to know. I know, like I said, man, the media here is still somewhat controlled, still one side. I won't say controlled, still somewhat one side. We haven't necessarily heard Miles Turner's side just yet. So that's going to be kind of interesting as that's something that kind of filters out. Obviously, there's no hurt, there's no hard feelings towards the Pacers on Miles Turner's part. That's good in that regard. So, and then someday, I think some way, you know how it's weird, man, Brandon. Didn't Mark Jackson? He played twice for the Pacers, did he not? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just reflect upon that. Is that, man? You never know, man. Pacers. Darren Collison did too. Pacers got a quirky way of bringing back old players to give them one more whatever. And I think at some point, as hard as it is right now, saying this with the Halliburton injury and what I'm saying, with this being also another wound. You know what I'm saying? Miles Turner will be back in the Pacers uniform at some point. You know what I'm saying? He's still young enough. It ain't going to happen next year or maybe even the year after that. But at some point, Miles Turner will be back in the Pacers uniform. And we'll get that jersey in the rafter moment, man. But sound like, his representation didn't necessarily want to go back and forth with any type of like ping pong, what they said 29, they said 27, and or like you kind of mentioned on last week's show, like years, was it 3 years or was it 4 years? Like how long did you want me? I've been here for 10, So he didn't want to get into that type of like, and like some of that could bring about like hard feelings and whatnot. So, hard as the reality is, Miles Turner's a Milwaukee Buck. The Bucks did everything. You know what, man, Brandon? The Bucks ownership had a brain. They be dangerous, man. But as it stands, man, they blew off. And there's other ways, smart ways to navigate the Damian Lillard situation. But they just kind of ate the contract, got to pay it over. 4 seasons, something ridiculous, man. And it's gonna sound like something like not the homie Barry Bonds, but Bobby Bonilla has. Gonna sound like something like that. But when by the time Damian Lillard ever gets back out there from this massive Achilles injury that he had, that he's getting paid. But like, man, Brandon. They don't have anything. They didn't have nothing to trade back that the Pacers kind of wanted. They fudged all their trades last year when they traded for Kyle Kuzma and Middleton and those pick swaps. That wasn't a smart trade. They fuzzed up their trade when they traded away Uncle Drew. I know at some point they had to move on from Uncle Drew or whatnot. But like again, what did you get back in return? What did you do with it? So again, they had a brand to be dangerous. So in the short term, sound like Giannis is for the Milwaukee Bucks fans that listen to the podcast and whatnot, sound like Giannis is going to be the shooting guard, the power forward, and the point guard next year. And Miles Turner, maybe they might have offered Miles expanded world. Who knows, man? We'll see that. It's going to be awkward seeing him in a different uniform. But, like, we know they're going to be defensively. They're going to be, heads and butts of the league because both of those dudes are shot blockers extraordinary. So, Bit of pill to swallow, but, yeah, East is changing. And, kind of like Pritchard said, man, it changes is inevitable. So, you kind of got to embrace it. And here we are.
Absolutely. With you cutting in and out earlier, I'll go back real quick. Your final thoughts, Cam Jones and Jay Huff coming over.
Man, I was banging that drum for Thomas Bryant, and that's probably a number the Pacers don't want to go into. Jay Huff is a developmental guy. He got a lot of G League awards and whatnot, as well as some time around the league and whatnot. He has some similarities in his style of play, like Miles Turner. The challenge for him, I think, is probably going to be can you keep up with the Pacers? The Pacers play a quicker style than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And can you keep up? It's going to be it's a good pickup. Good for them. What did they trade out? You know what I'm saying? You can't even tell me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing big that they traded out or anything like that. No team tear up. I'm a believer in that. The quickest way to get back to the finals is, you know what I'm saying, your team having some type of continuity and not having, oh, we got these new players over here, or we're shuffling players over there, man. You know, just like Brandon Reeves said, Kevin Durant ain't winning no time soon. You don't give a damn who plays. You know what I'm saying? Who's playing for that team? So the quickest way to get to a title is make sure you don't have a whole lot of team attrition. And like I said, the Pacers have basically kind of they lost talent, but have added talent.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the Durant deal finally got done. 7 teams were involved. So the answer to the trivia question, the Indiana Pacers, their trade with the Grizzlies, they've now officially have made a trade with 29 or 28 of the other 29 teams in the league. There is one team left that they have not ever traded with. Can you tell me the team that they've never traded with, the last one?
The one team they haven't ever traded with is not the Clippers. I'm going to say
it is an Eastern Conference team.
Oh, man.
They're in the East.
Oh, man.
They are probably going to be, I don't want to say a sleeper team, but I think they'll be really good this year. Probably top 4, top 5 teams in the East.
I don't know. They've never did a deal. They've done a deal before.
Orlando Magic.
They've never done a deal with the Orlando Magic.
Never done a deal with the Orlando Magic. There are 6 trades left in the NBA between 2 teams that have never happened left. The Pacers and the Grizzlies was the 7th, and it finally happened. So,
okay.
But yeah, so crazy enough, there's your trivia question of the night. Like I said before, you were cutting it out. Bradley Beal, they still owe him 2 years, $110 million. They're going to give Booker a big contract extension, 2-year, $100-some million extension for Book. I think Phoenix is going to end up looking better because they got rid of Durant, they got rid of Beal. Now they can kind of focus in on trying to get that roster back to where it is. Hey, trust me, I love it when the Phoenix Suns were good. If there was a team I had to cheer for in the Western Conference, it'd be the Phoenix Suns. I liked them back when Barkley and Marley and all them were out there. I just love to see them back to where they're supposed to be. And I know we're just a few years away from them being in the NBA Finals. They were just there.
Right, with Chris Paul and Monty Williams, you know, kind of leading the helm, man. But like I said, change is inevitable. I don't know. There's been some minor moves around the league. I can't. They're not necessarily earth shattering. Again, that 17 trade, I was like wonderful, but you know, what I'm saying Smith moves over here. Basket case, DeAndre Ayton finally gets to another big stage. But like, dude, are you gonna play? You like, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna play? Are you gonna be a Vlade Divac, or are you gonna be a Eldon Campbell? You know what I'm saying? And again, man, we know he ain't Shaquille O'Neal. Don't get it twisted. Otherwise, why would Portland buy him out? You know what I mean? I don't even. I'm glad the Pacers just said, "Hey, man, DeAndre Ayton, that you be somebody else's problem." I kind of am, man, because though he's very highly talented, he's also kind of a pouty pot. You know what I'm saying? Pot not a pothead, but a pouty baby.
When it snows, he can't get to the arena, so that's good to keep him out of Indy.
Yeah. That's another reason. He should definitely couldn't play for the Pacers, man, because come February, man, it's gonna be knee deep up here too for you, son. So, but like, nah, man. What else? Whitmore went to Wizards, but it was some, like I said, some minor moves. Some guys get some shine, but like nothing, man.
Do you listen? I listen to the. I've been listening, finding a new podcast to listen to. So I've been listening to LeBron and Steve Nash, their podcast that they've been doing. Mm-hmm. They had Durant on. That's the one podcast where listening to those 3 just talk ball. I really enjoyed it. It was a 2-part podcast. Really talked ball, broke down. They recorded during the finals, so you heard good things about Oklahoma City. They were talking about what Indy does great. Carlisle, So they actually gave Pacers a lot of props there and kind of how they play their ball and what Durant
Yeah.
likes with Indy, what LeBron likes with Indy, Nash, and it's refreshing talking three guys that can play ball. Steve Nash, Hall of Famer as well himself, but it was pretty cool to say. And I know I give Durant a lot of shit, but it was cool to listen to that podcast. Those three together.
Well, we're gonna give him some crap for what he said in this podcast, man. So, hey, man, like these dudes got to stop trying to compare themselves to the greats, all right, and just try to live their own greatness, right? You had to be there, man. And I know Brandon Reef was there, and I know I'm sounding like Grandpa Munster here, man. But like Michael Jordan's super special, man. And I don't be talking about he took a break off to play baseball because you know what I'm saying the world around him was going chaotic, man. Just lost his dad. Like, I mean, come on, man. So he took a year off, man. So Durant takes a swipe, but like we live in a different world scientifically with these athletes, man. These dudes are kind of told, hey man, don't play tonight. You're going to extend your career if you don't even play tonight. This is how the science of basketball is now. This is why, set out for a whole year. And again, I mean, ain't nobody, saying that he could play, but Brooklyn is still waiting for a championship. Phoenix Suns is ripped up because Kevin Durant and his quote unquote longevity, man. So Brandon, like, man,
Oklahoma City just got healed because they won the title. So
is that what it is? I don't
who did he get traded to next? I mean, Golden State, they'll heal, and then
damn. Well, they brought that in on this. They brought that in on themselves, man. Golden State did. They did a deal, a midnight deal to get Kevin Durant in. He came in and made the team unbeatable.
They never made any deals in the offseason. There was no trades, no free agency. They were the only team that did not make a move in the free agency. I'm kind of shocked,
man. They haven't done a deal with Kuminga. They re-signed Jimmy Butler before the season kind of was over. So they're in bed with Jimmy Butler. So that capital crazy that they have right there. But I'm kind of shocked that they moved on. The asking price for Kuminga's might be a little bit too high, and what Brooklyn or some of these other teams kind of want to pay. Like when I look at some of these moves, Brandon, like Brooklyn had all this money and didn't do nothing. So they got a lot of young guys, great, whoop-de-doo. And Washington, we got a lot of great guys. And then like now this Brandon. You got to tell me something, man, though, Brandon. I know I don't want to ramble, but I will. This apron crap is bugging me, Brandon. So the owners got together. The owners, quote unquote, said they want their league back. They want the power back. So they created that. So you created this self-inflicting, harmful apron to your teams. That again, like I said, basically peanut butters out money back to who? Where's the money go back once you get taxed? It goes back to the league, which goes back to your pocket, man. I'm like, man, why would you? Why would you?
I'm fine with it. No super teams.
But then, Brandon, my personal opinion, the rich will always still be rich.
All right.
The rich will always still be rich as far as the NBA is concerned. When Brandon, the problem is right now the rich is in transition. Boston sold the team. The Lakers sold the team. The other rich, you don't trust the front office. The Knicks, you don't trust the front office.
Uh-oh. I think we lost John again. There we go.
Brandon, they don't work for it. Hold on. What you trade for Josh Giddey for if you don't want pain? You know what I mean? So those teams, Pat Riley, he doesn't want to trade for it. He doesn't like
Spurs.
To market a player. And they're rich.
Can you hear me? You're cutting out, JB. Man, John got going on the NBA, and I think the deep state may have gotten him again because he's frozen one more time. Oh, now his video went out. We'll see if we can bring him back in here. See, when John Birdsong gets passionate, that's when deep state comes after him, whether it be the NBA owners, whether it be Adam Silver, David Stern back in the day. But deep state went out and got him. See if he comes in here or not. Oh, we might have had him. Let's see here. Hey, man, Deep State came after you in the NBA.
Man, don't start that, man, because if we ain't start talking about college football.
Man, you said the word college foot, and now you locked up on me.
This is pissing me
off. Hey, you're good now. I can sort of hear you.
But it ain't been this bad since like never, man.
I understand. All right. I got 3 topics that are gonna piss you off. If I can get them through you, pissed off. Oh my goodness. First off, can you hear me, JB?
Hold on.
Okay, he's trying something here. We're going 2 phones. Kevin Gates.
Oh!
Oh man. There's gonna be some good thumbnails for this. Oh, I'm able to hear him. Talk, JB. No, nothing there. Okay, we'll try to bring him back in. Next topic I wanted to really talk was going to be college football. I've got several things. I've got over-unders. I've got college football news. I really got 2 things that'll get JB teed up. And I want to tee him up. I want to get him frustrated, pissed, right? JB's minute. What grinds your gears, JB? We're going to get one of those. As soon as he logs back in, I'm going to throw that 70-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle for him to knock this out of the park. Just 70 because I want him to crank it out. So I don't want to strike him out. But while we're waiting for John to get back in, let's talk a little college football. Maybe we got him right here. Maybe. Let's see. There he is.
What about
Can you
now?
hear me?
Yep.
Oh, all right. I do want to play. I'm going to move over to college football. Deion Sanders at Media Day today. I want to know your thoughts on what he says here.
And Prime, you were talking about it during your presser about NIL and what these players deserve and how the game is modified to that point. From where you sit, doing it at the highest level in the NFL, how do you believe NIL should be guardrailed now, especially with the revenue share?
I wish it was a cap. Like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality, not equality, like equal. I guess it was equality. And all you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25-30 million to a darn freshman class.
Right.
It's crazy. We're not complaining because all these coaches up here can coach their butts off and given the right opportunity with the right players and play here and there, you'll be there. But it's what's going on right now don't make sense. And we want to say stuff, but we're trying to be professional. But you're going to see the same teams darn near at the end and with somebody who sneaks up in there. But the team that pays the most, don't get in.
All right. Thoughts on Deion's comments?
Man, not necessarily explosive, man. He's kind of saying some of the things that's kind of being retorted by other coaches, man. It's funny it's funny, depending upon what conference the coach is in, they'll have a little different slant to this particular argument, though, right? He's kind of calling out when he mentioned $25 million, kind of calling out, not kind of, he is calling out the Ohio State football team for darn sure. I want you to parallel that. I want everybody to parallel that particular conversation you just heard with Deion, and also, I don't know if you didn't say about audio, but the Big 12 commissioner also had chimed in on what he envisions the playoff system kind of going further than how he envisions the Big 12. And their partner, they definitely have a partner. He's very open and clear about the ACC being their partner, how they see things going further, and not necessarily seeing a whole SEC, Big 10 dominating the map. I don't know, man. Everybody's going to be kind of fighting again for these playoff spots. I like it, But Brandon, I like it when you try to play for your championship first. You know what I'm saying? And with all this talk, even with Dion talking about NIL, where money is kind of going, and like we're not talking about winning the Big Ten title. We're not talking about who's going to win the Big Ten championship and then get to the playoff. Because Brandon, y'all, we're not living in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're not living in that world. We're gonna have these pristine one-loss records anymore. You know what I'm saying? So we got iron versus iron type of games going on right now, or going further, then a 2-loss team can get in, so long as like who did you play and how did you lose, and then you know what I'm saying, did you beat somebody? So I like it, but I don't love it, Brandon. So that's where I'm at. And I like that the Big 12 is kind of making some noise. That's what I really like.
Did you like how Dion said, we don't like it, but we're going to shut up and play good, play nice regarding it? But
Right.
yeah, I mean, yeah, salary cap, and it says, hey, you're this type of player. This is the cap that you can make. I don't know. We'll see. But Dion, like, you probably vouched for your son to make way more than probably he should have been making last year. Both of them. So interesting there. All right, the topic that I'm going to throw a 70-mile-an-hour fastball to you, and I want you to knock it out of the park because I think you're going to be a little upset. News came out probably about an hour and a half ago. We already know that Northern Illinois in football and stuff is leaving.
Yep.
And they're going to the Mountain West Conference for football.
Mm-hmm.
There is rumors now that Ohio is now engaging in talks to leave the MAC as well to go to the Sun Belt.
Hurt me.
So with Ohio possibly going to the Sun Belt, you got Northern Illinois going to the Mountain West. It's simple, John, is the MAC, these schools can't survive on these budgets with these athletic departments and what they're getting from a conference when the MAC's not making the money for it. And they have the ability to go to these other conferences. Right. I said on Twitter, and I'm getting some traction from Ball State fans and stuff. I would not be surprised in the next 3 years if we don't see Ball State possibly going to the Conference USA or something to that nature. Because they can make a little bit more money. That conference is making a little bit more money than what the MAC is making. And unfortunately, MACtion is dying. If you got Northern Illinois leaving, you got Ohio leaving. I know you got UMass coming in, but I'm sorry, UMass ain't going to add any revenue for this conference. So,
right. No. If and it is, the MAC is built off Midwestern schools. You know what I'm saying? Mid-major Midwestern schools, and now mid-major Western schools are getting gutted because now the big boys are just kind of just pillaging them anytime they need player of the year, this, defensive that. Oh, you can't go to the NFL this year because they said you couldn't play. Oh, come play for us one more year. They're getting pillaged. So, like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard for those teams to sustain any type of winnability and not necessarily be anybody's doormat. Was I correct me if I'm wrong? Ball State was ranked the worst football team. And you know what I'm saying? And they show improved. Shout out to the coach, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately got fired, but they show improved and necessarily finished last, man. But you would think like the brain trust that is the MAC come up with some big dreams and big schemes. You are surrounded by money when you come to the Midwest. It ain't like this is a dry land anywhere anytime soon. So how does that translate into keeping kids here low? You know what I'm saying? Into their conference. Like don't be fooled by those riches that whatever Wake Forest or some like, you know what I'm saying? You already know how it is, Brandon. Like the homie leaving Purdue is going to Wake Forest, man. He's gonna be for the forgotten one, man. But you know what I'm saying? But like these schools have these, you know what I'm saying, these big checks at one time that they can pull a guy off your squad, man. So it's gonna become frustrating, man. So, but like I don't know, the brain trust, you gotta get in front of it before it gets behind you. Just like the Big 12 is. You should have saw it. Like if they would allow it, the Big 10 and SEC would just kind of do their own damn thing. They would. I don't know, Brandon. Could they part? I don't want to make. Do you want to make the mid-majors a partner school? Will they become the junior school? Like we're gonna send you down to Ball State, we're gonna send you down to Ohio, you know what I'm saying, University for a couple games, and then we're gonna call you up when we need you. No, man, you don't want to start that mess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Hopefully, I kind of hope some of this stuff is gonna stand out, and guys would kind of just snap back into their regulated role. You mentioned the MAC. There's a kid that's the Princeton. He's sitting out this year, basketball player. He's sitting out this year.
Yeah.
Because he says the NIL But man, I was like, dude, your NIL wasn't good enough. It sounded like Butler didn't want you. IU didn't want you. And this kid is, I mean, I know. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny. He's Caucasian, redheaded, man. Like they seem like he would be.
How about
good.
BYU?
Yeah,
BYU was going to have a great. They were supposed to have a great year. They were going to be ranked and all this, and now their quarterback's got to transfer out because he decided he wanted to not do that Mormon lifestyle there and take that celibacy on campus.
Is that real? Did Jimmy Fredette never confirmed that, man?
Yeah, it's real, John. It's real. It's real.
But like, no, man. NIL is somewhat of a smudge. But like it's like I said, something you just kind of got to navigate and deal with. You know what I'm saying? And like even the conference got to deal with it.
Couple odds and bets I'm looking at, John, already. Heisman wise, they've got Arch Manning, the favorite at 650. I don't think he's going to have that type of Heisman year to be it. I think he'll be good, but I don't think it's Heisman level numbers. Mussire from LSU's at 8+850. The one I like based on schedule and the schedule they have, where they're going to be, put themselves. I like Cabe Klubnik at +950.
Oh my God! No, you don't.
Clemson.
You don't.
I do.
You hurt my soul.
I do. I like Clemson getting back into the picture this year. I like the way the schedule looks. I like the way this team looks.
Mm-hmm.
I got my two sleepers that I think are going to make noise for college football playoffs this year. My two teams, Clemson, Oklahoma. Oklahoma had a horrible year last year. Oklahoma's win over under for wins is 6.5. Their quarterback this year is damn good that they have coming in. Their running back is better. Their defense has gotten better. I like Oklahoma to make some noise this year. Clemson, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's over under for wins is 6.5. Take that to the bank, direct deposit, put that in there. You can get a new second mortgage, put that down on that condo down in Florida. But I love that. That. And I love Club 950 for the Heisman. Because if they're playing really well, he's going to be up there for the Heisman.
Right.
So,
how many? No, go ahead. How many SEC teams going to go to the conference? Going to the playoffs this year? 7?
4, 6, probably.
Right.
Let me give you some over-unders. You tell me over or under. I'm going to give you the win number. Colorado, 6.5.
Over.
Ohio State, 10.5.
Under.
Texas, 9.5.
Got it. Over.
Ball State, 3.5.
This dude better get his action together. He better get his Butler to Ball State. You better get I get it. Brandon Reed just told you. But you better at least win 5 games, bud. Over.
By the way, on the new college football 26 video game rankings, Ball State has the second lowest overall rating. Second lowest. So, Purdue, 2.5 is the win. Over under for the wins, 2.5.
What? Close up shop.
2.5, and they play Ball State first week. So
that's gonna be a hell of a game, man. Right there, man.
Crossroads might have to go up to that one at West Lafayette.
Purdue over, man. They gonna win more than 2 games, man. Come on.
I don't know. I looked at that schedule. It does not look good.
It's bad.
It's gonna take some time. IU 8.5.
Signetti is probably going to be IU's probably going to be more Illinois this year. Probably, I would say under. I think they're going to probably win about 7, 8 games this year. Be realistic with it.
Look at Penn State, probably be one of the top 5 teams in the country again this year. They got everybody back. Going to be strong offensively and defensively. Allard, their quarterback, another year. Alabama 9.5.
If he don't get that, Brandon, he's fired. Yes. He's done.
So okay.
Yeah, but whatever. He'll be back in Washington.
Georgia, 9.5.
Man, you know Kirby Smart going to whine into 6 games. He's going to whine about it. So, yes, over.
Next one I had was Oklahoma, 6.5. I obviously said over because I think they're going to make some noise into the playoffs this year.
7 games, 8 games
So,
for sure.
Clemson, 9.5. I said over because I think Clemson's going to be up there as well, especially if Klubnik's going to win this Heisman.
Clemson was kind of scary last year, man. We still had people hating on it. They're only 12, they're only 11. Hey, man, they started out in the doldrums. You know what I'm saying? Kind of pulled his bootstraps back up, and then took some losses, some strange losses in the middle part of the season. Man, I am a big fan. I am, man, because he's kind of sticking to his roots of their coach, man. Stick to his roots, stick to that, man. It's programmed before, you know what I'm saying? All this other money, and I get it. He's paid after Wazoo, but like it's programmed before anything else, man. So if they fail, like they technically branded, the ACC fails, it is the truth. So so like no, man, Clemson back in the playoffs and for sure over. How many wins you said? 9?
9.5.
He got it. Yes, I ain't saying Clemson's back. Don't get crazy. But yes,
I did.
He said Clemson's back. I got to see that running game first, bro.
Okay. USC, 7.5.
Under. Shocker.
Notre Dame, 10.5. I think they have an easy route to the playoff. That schedule's cake. I think they're going to go. They have a great chance to go 12-0. If they can get past Miami the first week.
But you know what, Brandon? They won't. They won't go 12-0. Somebody will beat them. Remember Northern Illinois?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I know what you're saying because they did last year. Northern Illinois beat them and all. But this schedule, man, who they're playing and where they're playing everybody at,
you said
it's patty cake, perfect for Notre Dame. I'm not saying it's all patty cake. I mean, they've got a little pitter patter in there, but here let me read the schedule for you. Week
Golden
1,
Domer
at Miami. Okay, that's the one I think we'll see what happens. Not Miami, Ohio, Miami, Florida.
Okay? The y'all. I got you. Might be a little tough.
Home against Texas A&M. Last year, you remember the craziness in that. This time it's at Notre Dame.
It might be a little crazy in that one.
Home against Purdue. They're going to beat them by 60 like last year.
This is canceled.
And that was at Purdue. At Arkansas.
Could be a tough one, Brandon.
I don't think so.
Under the light?
They handle their business.
Okay.
I don't have a time yet for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Home against Boise State. Boise State's going to be the best non-Power 5 school this year. They'll be in the playoff. So that'll be a tough one for them. But it's at home. I really do like Boise this year.
I don't know, man.
NC State at home.
Notre Dame. They wouldn't. Is that a homecoming?
USC at home.
I'm not a believer in USC this year. Sorry. So
at Boston College.
There might be some special magic, but like nah.
Home against Navy, or this might be played at a certain place. I'm not sure.
They'll beat Navy.
At Pittsburgh.
They'll beat
Narduzzi.
Yeah, they'll beat
home against Syracuse.
It's always a tough one.
And then they finish at Stanford. Dude, 12-0 right there.
Finishing in California to stay out there for the Rose Bowl, huh? There you go.
Yeah, they got CJ Carr, freshman quarterback, coming in there. They still have Jeremiah Love, the running back. So I would say, man, that was one guy I'd put some money on to possibly win the Heisman. But here's my thing. If Ashton Genty can put up 2,000 some yards and not come close and finish second in voting, I just don't think Jeremiah Love's going to get that. I don't think he's going to have a career year like Ashton Genty did for Boise last year, and he still didn't get it even close to win the Heisman. So
right, Notre Dame is. They've run it with that position before, obviously, man. But in this day and age of big pop and what the media kind of looking for, and who's going to be the next Heisman Trophy winner, he's going to have to get into the end zone 13 times at least, and it's going to show. And people going to want to see him show some type of. I mean, we know he's athletic as hell. Don't get it crazy, but like you know, saying can he play wide out? You know how it is, man. So it remains to be seen. But his name would be bantered about, especially if the team goes undefeated. His name would be bantered about in that category.
One thing I want to add to this show, a little video wise, viral video of the week. I don't know if you've seen this, John. There was a golf course fight up in Canada this past week where a drunk Canadian was playing slow. And the guy he got in a fight with wasn't just a normal guy. It was a former NHL defenseman player.
Okay.
And let's
so
just say that this did not go well from him. And I'm going to play that video. It's our viral video of the week for Crossroads. So here we go. Enjoy, people.
Fuck up there or you're going to get booted the fuck out. Enough. You're not a tough guy. Hurry up. I'll fucking promise you that. Hurry up.
Hurry up.
Not that fucking
No, he's
tough.
not.
That guy right there in the
He's
fancy
not.
shirt.
He's not tough.
No, he's pretty tough.
He's not tough.
Fucking tough.
You're not tough.
Hey,
You're not tough.
Let's get going.
Get going.
Or
Let's
you
just
can
go.
play behind us all and you can take all the fucking time you want. This is fucking
You're not
embarrassing.
tough.
This is golf. This is not
Yeah,
golf.
it's not.
You can stand there 15 fucking minutes.
You can't even.
The
You
NHLer's
guys
not
can't
happy.
even stand and tee your ball up, man.
Here it comes.
He's not teed.
You think he's going to
Okay,
tee
then
it
let's
up?
get going here.
Let's go. Pick your shit up and get going. We're what? I'm going to throw him in this fucking lake.
So he says he's going to throw him in the lake, John.
23 minutes. I'm a pussy.
Lake.
Fucking try about it.
Here we go.
You're going to get fucking shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Like badly.
Here he
Good.
comes.
Let's
Fucking
fucking go, man.
Just two Canadians.
You don't want to
Oh.
go. You don't stop.
No, I'm not
The
filming
golf
this.
gloves got
I'm
thrown.
not stopping.
I
No,
don't know what
you guys need to get off the golf course.
Yeah, we will, man.
Go now.
Here it comes.
Pack up. Go now. Get in the cart and go.
Don't know what you're doing.
Smart.
You're
He's
not
getting
scaring
ready.
anybody. You're just making
I
yourself.
Here we go.
Hey, man. Come
And he's
on,
going to put him in the
man.
lake.
Hey,
You get pushed in the lake, man. There ain't no coming back from you.
Man, leave him alone.
you want another?
He
You
just
want one
fucking
too?
came at me. Alone, man.
I got it all on record.
He's shocked.
We got it all on record.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey,
Bang.
go, guys.
Mike Breen style. Bang.
I wouldn't keep going back. You fucking moron.
That's NHL.
Hey, bang. Come on, man.
What?
When you're yelling bang, Mike Breen,
Hold on, man.
NBA Finals bang, bang. I'm
Wait a
thinking
minute,
Mike Breen.
man. He said bang.
He yelled bang. Let me play it again real quick.
Man, I whipped his ass. As soon as he said, man, what is he talking about?
He yelled bang like 5 times.
He think he's playing a damn video game, man.
Oh,
That's crazy. Talking about
So-
some bang.
the ass whipping of the week goes to that guy who got in a fight on the golf course with the wrong guy. Not
nah,
necessarily a
man.
golfer, but a former NHL player.
That wasn't staged.
That ain't WWE, man. That
That's
ain't
not WWE. And he's talking about bang, bang.
Yeah, Reggie Sykes says, I remember when Brady Reef hit the ball into someone and almost got in a fight. No, Reggie, you got it wrong. They hit into us, and I turned around and hit the ball back at him. Now, as Reggie would say, he goes, I'm going to get my ass kicked by these guys because I'm the only black guy in the group, and they think they're going to think I'm the one that hit it back to them. So that was the story. Reggie goes, they thought that I did it. Exactly. So listen, nothing's worse on a golf course than somebody playing so god awful slow in front of you that's drunk and an idiot and you can't pass them. Besides somebody hitting into you 3 different times, you give them chances and then they act like a fool. But that's our viral video of the week. We're going to start doing one every week, John, that I find, and we're going to give a little commentary to it just to add a little flavor. Anything else you have on this night, on this interesting, wild night of connectivity and such? Scott K. Nichols did say while you were gone, real quick, he did say, as our sponsor, I may have to add him to my plan. That's Cricket Wireless. Because I said we might get some more dollars to get that connection set for you.
Listen up, man. I don't know. Something's going on with my device I usually run the show at, man. So I do apologize for that, man. Now, we had a great show tonight. I know we didn't really tap into any type of WNBA. Shout out to the Favor for winning the Commissioner's Cup.
They got destroyed. You kidding me?
Well, no, they won the Commissioner's Cup while we were off on
yeah.
our hiatus. While we were on our age, they won the Commissioner's Cup, man. So I don't know. That's not necessarily last year's champion, I thought, won the Commissioner's Cup, won the NBA championship too. So, man, maybe there's a lineup for that, especially when Caitlin Clark's not playing. It's good to see the team win. But like Brandon Reef said today, they need her back, man, because they got destroyed today. So midday games are not a treat of theirs, man. I don't know, man. We had a great show tonight, man. We'll find some good edits for this, man. I'm getting chimed up from it right now. People want to know what the light is behind me. I told him it's the Lord. That's
That's what they walk into the light.
We're walking to the light. Come on in. But like now, man, we've been on hiatus for a little bit, man. It's good to be back on. We'll work out some of the you know what I'm saying, some of the our Wi-Fi connections in the interim and whatnot, man.
The
Brandon,
preview has started. Phil Steele,
preview.
College Football Magazine, the best college football magazine out today.
I'm ready.
The prep time has started, baby. We're getting it started. There's Arch right there. So we'll see.
I've been trucking with right now, man. Hey, man, we want to wrap us up, man. You know, we'll tell everybody we'll see them next time. Tap in with us on Twitter. Tap us with us on Facebook. Tap us with us on Instagram. We're still there.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys on next week. Enjoy the week. We'll be on Twitter. I'll be on Facebook. Continue conversations. Let's pray that we can get John's connectivity figured out for next week. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.